When the Philippine Basketball Association opened shop in the summer of 1975, San Miguel Beer was one of the pioneer teams that joined Asia's first play for pay-lube. Despite its efforts, the team never really came out a consistent winner and was hardly able to break through the stranglehold of Crispa and Toyota.
Manny Padilla trying to go for the layup. Yes! We've got the lead.
Despite a solid roster that included PBA great Manny Padilla, San Miguel could only show one championship trophy from 1975 to 1986. That was in the 1982 Invitational, when Tommy Manolo steered the team to a 2-1 victory over Crispa in the finals. Of 1986, San Miguel took a leave of absence, and it seemed the franchise would end up without making its mark in professional basketball. Until when San Miguel returned to the PBA in the third conference of 1986, the team drafted entirely the core of a fabled Northern Consolidated Amateur team that won for the country several international tournaments. It was a concession granted by the league's board to pave the way for the Beermen's comeback. Tapped to coach the team was Norman Black, an import who for a long time became a yardstick of imports who would play here. The 6'5" Black already settled in the Philippines and figured it would be a good time to take on a new challenge.
It was a welcome relief for San Miguel because it gave them an opportunity to rebuild using some young, talented players who basically knew the fundamentals of the game already. So we kind of snuck up on people. In the beginning, nobody really expected too much from us because they said we were young and it would take a long time for us to mature. But the maturity factor took place very quickly. And before you knew it, we had snuck up on the other teams.
In the other teams, they said, oh, maybe these are amateurs. They won't really make that much of a difference right there, 1986. But in 3 years' time, well, they already had blossomed into superstars.
The mass hiring of the amateurs honed by Ambassador Eduardo Dating Polanco and American coach Ron Jenkins proved to be a crucial first step towards what would be a historic Grand Slam.
I know there were many teams that wanted to get these players, but I think it was fate that these players would band together and stay as a nucleus, because I think they believed very much in the vision of Ambassador Polanco. I keep on harping on that because, you know, these boys, these players, when they became players, were collegiate amateur players, no? With absolutely no idea that they would become stars in the pro ranks later on.
And already blessed with the most talented players in the amateur ranks, Black beefed up the team with additions like Ricardo Brown, Alberto Guidado, Jeffrey Graves, and Alvin Tan.
We picked up good young players. We were able to reinforce them with Abby Gudavin and eventually Mon Fernandez. Ricky Brown joined us from the Great Taste team. So we were able to reinforce them with some good players also. Alvin Ting and Jeffrey Graves were two big guys who were young and strong who came in and reinforced the team. And we were able to build from there, basically.
Things started slowly falling into place for the Beermen. But it wasn't until a year after rejoining the league that the team got a taste of things to come.
Running down the pocket. They're thinking a mighty big chance here. Willie Saka, he's going to sink this. He does. And with 1 second to go. It's a 3-point shot at that. Okay, one pressure second. They got the ball. He started down the shooting, and that's going to send him to the 15-foot line. Can they succeed in getting to this young man? He makes it.
But he's running there, but he hasn't made the second.
difficult because it's only to tie. You know, the difference would have been if it's to win the ball game. That would have been a comfortable margin of safety, but there is no margin of safety here. No ifs and buts. He makes it! He makes it! This ball game is going into a second overtime.